that I'm just gonna support.
Hey man, we just hopping on real quick, man. We can roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what's up, bro. Gotta bang the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a Tuesday. Let's go, man. X to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to
Yep.
the T. Let's fresh
Yeah.
out. Hit it with the shotty.
Up,
Hit it with the
Know it.
shotty.
the
What's
shoddy.
goody? What's
What's
goody?
going down, y'all? What's good?
What's goody
What
in the
is the
hood?
word?
Lionel Schmurder though.
Lionel Smurder.
Stop.
Lionel Schmurder.
Stop it.
Lionel, we body him.
Is that the name? Is that the name that's ringing bells?
We body
Nah.
him. We body
Hey
Not
him.
man,
quite.
first of all, first of all, man, like hold up. We got to start with Kwame Kilpatrick's cell phone and mobile advisor, LB.
Not a
Shout out from
chance.
the Detroit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how he gets down, man.
What up?
Kwame Kilpatrick's cell phone advisor, a
I don't know
pager.
about any of that
You know
right
what I
there.
mean? Shout out, man.
That's that I don't know nothing about nothing talk. That's that you don't speak
Yeah.
them talk.
LB
Speak
signed
that
Big
stuff in the
Sean
streets.
before Kanye did.
Stop
Just
it.
so y'all know who y'all talking to. What's up, LB?
What's happening, man? Everybody doing good tonight?
We
Cool,
good, man.
cool. How about you, brother?
Gucci.
Yes.
Gucci.
Bebo was good, man.
Man, chilling. To give folks a bonus, fresh out piece. So glad to
Bonus.
fellowship with
Yeah, we gotta
y'all.
get that bonus. It's a bonus.
How you brothers doing?
The bonus, a
Bonus.
bonus.
That
Bonus,
Lionel
yeah,
Smurder,
bonus.
dog. What's good, man? Jay Kemp.
Man, smooth like the criminal. But
There
just
you
Oh, hey,
go.
love the
first of all,
body.
just so y'all know about LB too, that he
Nah,
basically inspired uh uh Big
nah.
Meats to move that first weight too. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to
Stop.
be LB MF. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't BMF, it was LBMF, but he said he's gonna go for this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
there you
LB, man.
go. There you
So
go.
Shout out
ridiculous.
to LB, man.
I am not
Uh
that infamous for anything.
yeah,
That's
man.
that's that
The
weight
first
talk.
bird was off of his whip, dog. Uh Hey, we just going to go in real quick. Everybody ain't no dinner, nothing like that. But I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about this Wale. Like LB was in the group chat, brought it
Yep.
up, so we
Yep.
had to like
Just
talk
because of
about
me?
it. First of all, man. First of
Come
all,
on.
let's be 100. Wale's a middle child, and what I mean by middle child is he's in the. If you look at the freshman class of XXL magazine, it's from
Uh-huh.
2007 that when you started to about 2011. Because after 2012, you get into trap music and all that other stuff. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Kendrick Lamar. Let me give y'all some middle childs. Drake, J. Cole, Kid Cudi, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Lupe Fiasco, middle child. You know
Woo.
what I'm saying?
Woo.
Okay.
So the
That's a
middle
tough
childs are
group.
having
That's
some
a tough
issues
group.
right now because the industry is moving past bars now. You know what I'm saying?
We're
But
moving
I
past
think
bars.
Wale. First of all, LB, let's do it from intro, meat of the album, and then intro. So, what was your thoughts, man? And then J. Kemp, Bebo, y'all go in, man. But
Shout
like,
out to Cole.
what was your initial just hearing that intro, that New Balances name ring bell type spot?
uh Man, I'll start it off. You know what this one is for me is this is very similar to J. Cole's album in the sense
Middle child,
that
yeah.
in the sense that it's a eh, that it felt like it was an album made for like hardcore Wale fans. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And that's kind of how I felt about Cole's album, right? And I think it's that like as you listen, like there's nothing for me that's like, oh my god, this is just absolutely bonkers crazy, right? uh but man, like for me, he just delivered some good music, some good Wale music. It's very much Wale being who he is. He really didn't go out of his pocket. He didn't really kind of leave too far and go anywhere. He kind of just hung out in his pocket right there, and that's what was good for me with this album, because I do feel like so many times we get into these what do you call it? Just these albums where people are doing experimental stuff, or they're doing this or they're doing that, and
true.
and it doesn't always work out. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the other thing that we always have to measure all these albums against is the rest of 2021, right? And to be perfectly honest, Drake was supposed to have that album, and it wasn't it.
That help you going for the juggler on the Drake joint.
Listen, man. Listen, Drake is who he is. He's gonna move units. People are gonna play the heck out of it. But if we sat down with all the critics would tell you that like this album from Drake was what it was probably in one of his bottom 3 or 4 albums of his catalog, right? I don't think any critic will say that this album that Drake just came out with is like one of his top 3 albums. I don't think anybody's gonna say that. You know what I'm saying?
So out of the first 3 records, what stood out to you, man? Was it the New Balances, the Name Ring Bell, or like that Poke It Out with the J. Cole? Which
I love the New Balances. Starting it off with just because. Just great intro. I love people who just come out straight off the rip on the intro and just give us something and bar us up. You know what I'm saying? And
I would have thought you picked Poke It Out because that's your joint. That vibrant thing's your joint.
I do love the Poke It Out, right? But it's that one is it's you could tell that they were going for something with that particular track. And if you listen to the rest of this album, there's nothing else on this album that sounds like that Poke It Out. You know what I'm saying?
J. Cole. J. Cole, did I? J. Camp, do you agree with that intro? Like when you listen to it, what was that initial reaction? And what's out of those first 3 records, man? Did anything stand out to you?
Man.
Now don't judge it on Griselda level.
No.
Just on the Wale joint.
Like not even close. Like the reason why I was thinking is because I was trying to judge it on past Wale stuff that I liked. Stand out? No. I mean, nothing really just jumps out the page to me. I mean, I think Poke It Out is a hot track. It's a hot single. I love Poke It Out. I don't want to say I like it. I do love that joint. But I think him and Cole really vibe well on that. But as far as like New Balance is standing out, no, it's just a joint. It don't like stand out. Like it don't have me like begging to listen to more. I've heard way better Wale than that. So again, I'm judging this off albums from Wale that I actually like.
Okay.
New Balances does not do it for me. I'm gonna be all the way 1,000% on that. Like it just does not jump out of the page. Not for me.
No, you know it doesn't though. It doesn't. It New Balances doesn't jump out.
It don't hit like Cole's first song on his album.
Okay.
That hit.
Yeah.
That New Balances. Nah, man. Like I don't like the vibe that Wale is going with for a first track. Like,
okay.
Bebo P, man, what's the consensus?
We're talking about the first 3 songs.
Just when you put it in, heard the New Balances. Obviously, you got the Name Rings Bells for the title of your name today. So, what about that track in the Poke It Out situation?
I mean, the obvious standout between the 3 is the Poke It Out because it's that Q-tip vibrant thing. As far
you
as
can't go wrong with that sample.
Yeah. I don't want to say that he went wrong. It was cool. It was a cool track. I think. I think he was on some body positivity type of talk on that one when he was.
Lizzo vibes. Okay.
I think he was praising more of like the the small butts or whatever. So I think it was on that level.
Hey, salute to the the little small situations there.
Yeah,
you gotta scoot your seat up and do 10 and 2 when you're driving. You know what I mean? Salute to them. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta get on the phone book joint. You know what I mean?
I gotta agree with J Camp about the New Balances though. That's not the intro that I would have wanted to hear from either Wale or any artist. If anything, it could be
Any artist. Any
Now
artist.
you
I'm just saying, like, not as an intro,
God,
not as an intro.
you just Lionel smurdered. You just Lionel smurdered.
Oh, Lionel smurdered.
Nah, man. No, I mean it's a cool.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but
I would want that for any artist.
not for an intro. Not for an intro. But
Yeah,
as an
agree
album
with you, bro.
filler, yeah, cool. It's a cool track for an album filler.
Okay,
It's not a whack track at all. It's just not an intro.
Yeah, it's not
especially
whack.
the transition. What's that, J Camp?
No, I was just saying I wouldn't whack. I was agreeing with you.
Oh no. That's all good, man. But no, I think the track is decent. I didn't expect it to go with the new school tone that it went when the beat started kicking in, the drums, but you know, it was like, okay, it's not an intro that I would have wanted to hear. But I would say the Polka Out obviously stands out, no pun intended. And and probably the name ring bell because I think that's a Shabba Rank sample. So I think that's
It's a Shabba Rank sample.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a Shabba Rank sample.
Yeah.
That
I
seems
forgot
right.
the name of the song. Was it the Tingling? I think it was
And
that
that's kind of
Tingling
why.
joint.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of why I wasn't really feeling that though, Bebo, because it was a
Uh-huh.
Shabba Rank sample. Like sometimes you got to choose your samples wisely too.
You do.
I mean, I just
Shabba Bomb
he
with
could have picked a better
Facts.
sample than the Shabba.
Right. Right. So I mean, like I said, the single probably stands out the most to me for the obvious reasons aforementioned. But I mean, it was okay as far as the first three. You about to go in on any of the first three or all the first three? ID? Well, what's the
Mr.
consensus?
Iceberg
This is the
Slam
thing,
over
man, I
here.
learned from Bully, man, and shout out to Bully. I listen to stuff in the headphones in the crib, and I listen to it like the album, like, you know, in the car, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, like it sounded better in the car, you know what I'm saying? If you listen to the house, you know, you listen to the bars and the bar, like honestly, man, he went Oshkosh Bagosh on some of the bars, you know what I'm saying? That Children's Place, you know what I'm saying? He went basic on the bars, and I get it, man. This is like his 8th album, 10th mixtape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's basically just in LA vibing. Cool and Dre did the Poke It Out, so that's obviously a Miami vibe. And you know, I get where he was going. I need some for the ladies. I need some for LA. The first joints that he dropped was the joint with my guy from Chicago, man. Come on, help me out. Singer dude. The on Chill joint.
What's my man's name? I forget.
Yeah, I mean he's banging, but that's the whole problem, man. Like nobody remembers his name. Hold on, man. That's sad, man. I gotta look up the
jeez, man.
Come on, man. Y'all supposed to know this stuff, man.
Man, you know I'm bad, man. Bad in the brain.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, the on chill was banging. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a Jeep commercial. Let's be 100. It was a Jeep commercial. And then, if you don't believe me, let's pop it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just so y'all know the Jeep commercial.
That's a Jeep commercial.
I'm like, is this dude selling Jeeps? Like, what's he doing? Like, then the other thing is the what's name? He was in the Jeep, and like I said, get your money up. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. But let me turn the music off because we don't want to get that blasted. But you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the lady up in the joint, the young lady doing her thing. But like, you know, he walks out to the little Jeep joint, and I'm like, hey man, where's the rims at? You just got the basic. You got the Rubicon with no Ruba. Like you got the Sahara. Like
that joint was dope though. I
mean, it was dope, but like, you gonna show the regular rims too? Like you can't get a platinum edition? Like okay.
Yeah.
You know, so I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Diversify your portfolio. But at the end of the day, like that on chill was dope, which was another sample. He's sample heavy on this album.
But that's like that's an old song though, the on chill, right?
Yeah.
It is. On chill's an old song.
That's all I ask of you. Tony type joint.
Yeah.
But like I said, he went super heavy on the samples. And I get it because everybody wants that 90s vibe, and he's a 90s vibe kind of dude. I get that. The music, we want to get the young girls.
But a lot of this was more like early 2000s though, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the samples,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Like, you know, so the New Balances, Poke It Out. I think that was a wasted J. Cole verse. That's one of the
Wasted.
verses where you go home, your wife hears it, and you get in trouble.
I
You
certainly
Poke It
wasn't
Out
used
with
to
Wale?
hearing.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I thought it was a decent Cole verse, man. I mean, I didn't have no problems with it.
Decent and Cole in the same sentence?
But I mean, you have to understand, though. I mean, to me, I don't think he was just going to dumb out on there. I don't think he was going to black out on it. I mean, from the type of joint it was, I think that's all it really called for. It was just, I think he did.
Yeah,
I think he did the job.
I'm going to Griselda too. I'm trying to
see, I think
bars and all that, man.
But I do think that was kind of like more the theme of this album was really just more like let's take it easy a little, and let's just
another Jeep, by the way.
Hey man, he's
There
getting
is.
that Jeep money. He's getting that Jeep money. Why not?
So
Get it how
and
you
this
live.
thing, a shout out to the visuals. You know what I'm saying? We love that. What was your thing, LB, as far as when you got into the album with the Tiffany Nikes, the Caramel Kisses, which was another Bad Boy sample?
Yeah.
And I love that Fluctuate. But what was your thoughts, man, as you went into it with the light years and all that?
You know what? I think I was just enjoying probably showing my age, but yeah, just enjoying some of the sample usage that was out there, and that and that it was almost easy listening, right? It wasn't like you felt like you really had to like jam out or rock hard. You could kind of just let the album play, and for me it just rolled, you know what I'm saying? But some of the things that obviously stuck out, like it's always good to hear Wale and Ross. Wasn't one of their best tracks, but always good to hear them.
Definitely one of their best.
Chris Brown always kills the hooks, you know what I'm saying? With the on the Angles joint, and that's to me that Angles joint is like the classic Wale joint right there, right?
That's definitely classic, 100%.
The R&B singer where he's basically rapping like he's doing slam poetry, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like so in the pocket Wale, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, like it's kind of funny though, he did that Dearly Beloved. Whoever flipped that sample killed that though. Because they kind of took that from the Jamie Foxx show, matter of fact.
Yeah.
He actually he was singing to what's the old girl in the Jamie Foxx show that he was always trying to get with. Anyway,
Fancy.
You talking about the Swirler Fancy?
Yeah. So he was basically like singing that to her in that episode for that Dearly Beloved track. But anyways, went down well. And honestly, one of the dopest tracks to me though is probably that Down South track.
Hold on. We gonna get there. We ain't got there yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that's one of the ones I was
like, what was you thinking as you got into the meat of it? As far as the light years, Angles, Dearly Beloved, Caramel. With your quick listen.
I mean, those joints were cool. Man, I really got to be in the mood for that though.
Some of that wifey time joints.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say like. And this is gonna be weird to say that, but I mean, I think I would have preferred to hear Drake over some of them joints, man. I think it would have just added a little bit more.
Is that just because it's Wale and he's
man? Like I felt like I was listening to the same song over and over again. I mean, I'm digging the vibe. Like I have no problem with the vibe at all. It's just that his pocket didn't change. Like his whole overarching flow just never changed for me, and I'm just like, man, I got to be in the mood for it. Like I got it. Like it's kind of like with the Bully example. Like I would have to be at work with my headphones in, but if I'm in the whip, I can't jam. I'm gonna skip I'm gonna keep skipping because I feel like I'm listening to the same track over and over again.
This
But
is
again,
definitely, it
but
definitely
I
isn't a jam it in your whip
no.
type of album.
No.
I
You
wouldn't
would
say
be a
that.
21-year-old, you know what I'm saying?
But what I will say,
That you're gonna get
I
in trouble
mean,
with.
I did dig the production and the vibe. The vibe and the production was cool.
Get you
I
on the
just,
clothes, bro.
I just got to be in the mood, man. To
Debo,
hear
man,
that
what
same
was your thoughts, man,
melodious.
on this meat? Pause.
I mean, again, it's very similar to what was already said. Nothing that really stands out between the next three songs. What was it? Tiffany Nikes and the Fluctuate and the Caramel.
Mhm.
I think maybe the Caramel, or not the Caramel, but the Fluctuate might have stood out a little bit
Hey,
more.
I like that. That Fluctuate was
Fluctuate.
nice.
Yeah.
Fluctuate
That
go.
was a
I like
banger,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that was a banger.
Oh yeah, and as Elle mentioned, or one of you guys, I forgot who already, but one of y'all mentioned the Bad Boy '90s hip hop sample on the Caramel. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Faith
was
Evans.
all
That was
I
ill.
guess, yeah. One thing I noticed Wale still doing or whatever is he's still rhyming with the same word. Like, is your job your passion? Is your passion your love? Is your love this? You know what I'm saying? And then
Dude, he has
it's
roses.
beyond me. It's
He has
beyond
long
me.
stem roses on the cover, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Enough
you
said
get with
about
it.
that.
You know what you get with it.
Yeah. And I think Elle said this too.
And that's exactly why I said, Bebo, I would rather hear Drake on there. Like, to me, you should have gave that production to Drake. Because Drake ain't gonna be on there.
Here you go, man. I don't need no money, man. I don't need no Jeep. I got my Jeep money.
It's funny you said that.
I got my Chrysler 300 money. You know?
Well, it's funny you say that because I was thinking that
see if I get
exact
another
same
deal with
thing.
Chrysler.
I was thinking that it sounds just like a Drake album in a way.
It did.
It really did.
Really?
You think he was
I
trying
didn't
to
feel
swagger
that.
Jack,
As far as-
maybe?
as
Was
far
he
as
trying
the
to swagger
production.
Jack?
I'm not saying he's swagger Jack. The production sounded
See,
Drake-ish.
no way. Here's the only reason why I say no way. Is
Give him a little
because
pushback. There you go. Okay.
because like then all of these beats would have been underwater and they would have changed halfway through.
Underwater.
If they would have been underwater and then
my
changed
God.
like 3 minutes into the song, then it definitely could have been
I
Drake.
just want you to know I really care for you.
But if it's not underwater, then don't change 3
Wale
minutes
was doing
in.
some of that too. Wale was doing some of that harmonious foolery.
He was,
too.
but without the underwater beats though. Yeah, it is the same.
If don't put that underwater, man.
Like
Might
it's
as
almost
well.
like saying it's almost like arguing against two different drill rappers. It's all the same. The same ish, different toilet.
God
To
bless,
me,
man.
that's what it is. I mean, and I'm not hating on Wale or Drake. I'm just saying it's same ish, different toilet. It tomatoes. It just depends on what your flavor of the day is.
JK is on that.
But I would have preferred to hear Drake over this.
Yeah,
I hear you.
And let's be 100. When you get down to the end of it, that Down South by Harry Fraud.
Oh, Harry Fraud.
It sounds like Harry Fraud should have produced the whole record with Hitmaker.
Man, listen.
Let Hitmaker do all your hits, and then you go to Harry Fraud to get the swag.
Wale need to holler at Spitter to understand how you pick a producer who fits you. Fraud, like I agree with that. Drop a bomb for ID for that. Fraud should have produced this whole album because Harry Fraud, he can make them same type of beats, but he would have added that swag to it that would have gave him a little bit more of that. He would have touched more people. That's what I'm saying. To me, I feel like LB was saying in the beginning, he's touching his fans. Where I felt like you could have drawn more people in if you would have had somebody like a Hitmaker or a Harry Fraud produce your whole joint.
But I do think though, like thinking about that, like Down South joint, like that's I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine hearing like 12 tracks of Wale on something like that. It just don't go for
you a little bit of everything though.
It don't blend with him and who he is though. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but that's why you get features. That's why you have. Me, I just would have had a bunch of features and would have had other dudes bless me.
Well, and this is the thing too, man. In my opinion, why get a dope beat like that Down South joint, right?
Yeah, that Down South was dope though.
But then put Yellow Breezy on it and not like Bun B. And I understand, like, okay, I'm trying to get the youngins and all that. I get it. But you put Yellow Breezy on it?
I agree with
Not
that.
even
Man.
Slim Thug's little son or somebody that
I would have tried to get Big Boy or
Big
somebody.
Boy.
I would have tried
Down.
to get
I'm gonna get
somebody
somebody
on
that's popping down. So I would even get what's LB's favorite politician. Killer Mike. I would have got Killer Mike on there.
Okay.
You could have got Tip. I mean, it's a
Tip?
whole lot of dudes that could have got
all
on
that
there.
budget money probably went to Chris Brown.
Pause.
Yeah,
Pause.
man.
on this.
So no.
Who knows?
Stop.
But then the other thing, how you doing a down south video? I was about to say, is that a fake Slim Thug? Okay, at least you got Slim Thug in the video.
Fake Slim Thug.
Because I was like, where's Paul Wall? Where's all the if you sample tipping on fo,
tipping on fo-fo,
okay, everybody should be in the video. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. You got to have somebody in there.
Yeah,
and I get,
hey,
we need somebody young that's popping, man. I would have got what's my man, Kurt Cobain or something. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, like,
okay,
yeah.
But that down
Travis Scott
is hot though. That's
you
that's
could have had Travis Scott on there.
Yeah,
Travis Scott.
Oh my God! If you would have put Travis on there,
he should have remixed
that probably
it
would have
in
been
the middle.
tough.
Man, it would have
Just
been real
because
tough.
that Travis man, he's he requires a little pretty penny right now. And
He does.
I don't know if Wale ain't got that budget like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a problem. I mean, you would have to give Travis
he couldn't
his
afford
whole
that trap.
he would have had an intro before his verse came on.
straight up.
Right. With the beat flipped up.
Hey, you know, ever since LB put me on Trav, I'm a Trav fan, dog.
Hey,
I'm a
man,
Trav fan too.
Man, dude, you got a Fiore
Travis
floating
Scott
at your
fan,
concert? Like, I'm messing with you.
I'm a Trav fan too, man. I
Well, that
respect
and
Trav,
then
man.
like honestly, the other thing about Travis, now we got talking about him, is that
Travis.
he has been
Travis.
Like we know the dude, like, Travis. You know, he owes
Like
me
you know-
$5.
You know him
He owes
personally.
me $5. Travis.
Yeah.
is he has been writing all your favorite artists' hits too, man. Like
Mhm.
between
Yeah, facts,
Drake,
double bomb.
Ye, and so many other people out there, man. He's been writing their hits. The songs that you usually like from a lot of the bigger name cats out here right now is probably a Travis Scott joint, to be perfectly honest.
Got that
So,
ghost pen. Ghost
yeah.
So,
pen.
Bebo, how'd you like the
Definitely.
ending of the record, man? Just to kind of like, give us a little ending before we just do put a little bow on top of this album.
I think, like you brothers mentioned, again, that Down South was definitely, if not the most standout, one of the top.
That should have been
probably
single.
3 standout
One of the
joints.
singles.
Yeah.
That's a single, bro.
Yeah,
Everything,
that's
yeah,
anthem,
everything,
dog.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Get that Biden
actually,
OG Kush and hit the club.
man, the OG Kush.
Hit that club with that Kush, dog.
I thought it
Get
was
that
interesting.
Sleepy Joe Biden.
That Sleepy
Kush?
Joe Biden Kush.
It's Sleepy
And
Joe
that Down
Kush.
South record, you good for the night.
It's Sleepy Joe Kush.
Sleepy
Oh,
Joe
man.
Kush, bro.
Man.
But
I
was you
think,
feeling the fire and ice and all that too? To kind of, and I like how he mixed it up a little bit. You know, you throw a little down south, put a little fire and ice. Was it too much though? And by the way, he stole that title from Drake off of his last off of this one little album, man, that Drake had.
Okay.
He had a fire and ice song. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
thought it was okay.
But
interlude.
I actually like the Fire and Ice though. I mean,
I did too.
you know,
Okay.
I will say that. I
Nice.
dig the Fire and Ice.
Nice.
I thought the Fire and Ice was a cool joint. If I remember right, that was an interlude right before.
It was
like,
just so
took it back
short.
to the
'cause it's
portrait
like,
situation.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
so
2.5
he kinda took it
minutes or
back-
something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he kind of took it back to that poetic aspect of, how
Yeah,
he wrote
it was
down.
groovy, man.
Yeah,
had
it
a good
was.
groove
I think
to it.
the Beverly Boulevard was just okay, but
I like that beat though.
yeah.
That beat was nice though.
The
I like
beat
the
was-
I mean,
But
the storyline.
But that's the
was
thing,
different,
though. That's the issue. ID the beat was hard, but it's
but the beat
just
was hard, man.
the artist didn't make the beat, man, and it disappointed me to hear that Beverly Boulevard because it could have been a dope joint.
It was
man,
interesting,
That beat was hard, dog.
most people might miss it, but I think that was Jaden Smith at the end of that, like doing this for the city. Because if y'all notice, he was kind of rapping about Will and Jada on that.
I definitely missed
track.
that. I fell
I
off.
missed that. Yeah, I missed that.
I fell off.
You good? You
missed
good?
Jabba Bomb,
Yeah.
No. But I mean, like I said, the extra special was, it was all right. The Fire and Ice was cool as an interlude at Beverly Boulevard, and so going back to the South joint, the Down South joint, that's the standout piece of the last.
Mhm. That's where
Of the last few, as the last few songs end off the album.
What would you give it overall, though? I mean, that's just to the panel. Like,
Yeah, hey man, overall, man, LB, this thing, LB, give me the dad. The dad minivan Bluetooth with the speaker in the back vibe.
Man,
driving to work, daily driver, swag. Is it a daily driver little situation?
Here's the thing, man, is that bro, there's only so many packs I want to hear about being moved and rocks being slanged and moved across the country and $1,000 shirts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still a lot of what these cats is talking about. You know what I'm saying? So for me, sometimes like having an album like this is just a good break. Like, all right, I'm breaking away because I am a Griselda fan. You know what I'm saying? And I love hearing all those guys. And yeah, I'm kind of like Jamar was saying, like how he has to be in the mood for something like this. I'm starting to be in a place where I gotta get in the mood for some of the Griselda stuff for me because I and this is just my personal thing, is I've been just taking it in so much. You know what I'm saying?
You can't thug it out and then go hang with the kids. You know?
Yeah. I'm thugging it out so hard. I'm going into work. I'm listening to it. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is just like a good breakaway. And to be perfectly honest, like I'm gonna roll this album like much more than I'm gonna roll that Certified Lover Boy. You know what I'm saying? For me, anyways. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that. Well, it's funny that L made, the point about like getting tired of the, the braggadocio stuff, because the meaning of the word Folarin is walk with wealth. It's like it's crazy because I think that's it's either Nigerian or somewhere in Africa. So, that's kind of what I thought I was going to hear, because I didn't even hear the first Folarin. But to go to another point that L made, well, actually, L and J Camp kind of had similar points about like, similarities with this and the Drake project, because this does sound like a competition that he's kind of on the low doing, like a friendly competition with, a Drake album, in addition to like a J. Cole. Like I get the sense that he was like very confident about this album. So because he was out there, he's out there calling himself the GOAT right before this dropped. And I could see why, because he really felt like, he feels like this probably is his best commercial body of work. That's the vibe that I get from Wale when I hear this.
I agree with you. Yep.
I'm talking about as far as like his disposition.
I got you. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I'm making faces because I'm thinking about like.
Got it. Well, hold on, J Camp. Hey, I got something for you, J Camp.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish up, B-Boy. My fault.
Finish up, B-Boy.
No, it was just if I were to put this between like Drake's Certified Lover Boy, I don't know, but let's just say Drake doesn't get a strong, like, it's a Drake album. It's the Certified Lover Boy that goes over this one. So that's what I was gonna say. I don't know where, because I didn't go into either one, but that's all.
I got something for J Camp, because just like we know, LB's the Joe Budden podcast guy. You know what I'm saying? J Camp is the Freddie Gibbs guy. So what was your thoughts on him basically saying that, oh man, you took me off the Folarin joint? What was your thoughts on the whole back and forth with, Freddie saying, hey, go cop the album, even though I did a verse for him and he didn't put me on the album?
It's weird because I do kind of believe that, even though I don't have.
Maybe this is why Freddie said he's done with rappers. He don't just do it R&B.
Even though I don't know the particulars.
Yeah.
Look all the way through though, too. Those faces actually say it too.
Man, dude.
What's my birth right there?
Those captions. But to me, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, if Fred was supposed to be on there, I mean, if you don't have Gibbs on that album, because he would bless something like that. Gibbs is in that. I'm not saying he's in that lane, but Gibbs will blow a track apart. And maybe he was like, man,
yeah.
Freddie.
it
blow
seemed
my
like
ass away on this track. So let me go ahead and take Freddie off this track.
Yeah.
You think he might have bodied him? And he
Might
was
have
like,
bodied
nah,
him.
bro, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind because Freddie puts out way better music than Wale. I mean,
He said Gibbs be lying. He said Mark Ronson ain't cleared it yet.
Ooh, watch out.
so that's what I was gonna say. Talking about Gibbs lying, but we
I can't
got
wait
the album.
to hear the Freddie response on Wax because you know
Wax though, yeah.
Freddie Gibbs is a petty man, and you know he's
and you love every little bit of that, don't you?
There you go.
Every little bit of it. He's gonna come back on Wax over. He's gonna be over a Mad Lib beat.
Man,
someone's
obliterate. He's going to obliterate.
Shout out to the D. Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man.
Hey, shout out because you said Mad Lib.
There's definitely songs that I do like off this Wale and that I will listen to.
Okay.
But there's a shit ton of skips on there too for me. but I will be jamming.
Man, he going full murder right about now.
And I will definitely be jamming the ones that I do like.
Like
I said, there's like 5. But to me, if you got an album and you got 5 really good songs on there that I'm feeling, I'm cool with that. Like I'm good with it. I don't have to like every single one of your songs, but if you got 5 to 6 that I mess with,
you know what I like about this album? You know what I like about this album is it's short enough. In the lane of long ass albums, it felt good to just like listen to an album and get done with it before I got to work. And my job is an hour away, so you can guess.
Real talk right there.
It's a lot of times, man. I put on an album, man. I can't even get through the whole thing in an hour drive. Are you kidding me? So it was nice to be able to get through and do that. But just shout out to everybody dropping new music because it always feels good to get some new music though.
And let's salute Wale for doing something.
Man, let's salute him, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Salute him for doing something different, man. We salute you.
And I get what he was trying to do, and I'm down with it, man. And again, I love hip hop like this, man, because he has a lane. He's good at this lane because he always has at least 1 or 2 bangers, man. That even somebody like Luther Vandross would jam. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's big. That's big.
No, it is.
If you got a song that Stevie Luther would bang, and this dude can have a live band with him when he's at.
He can though.
That alone, to me, I got to give that dude his flowers, man. So even though I say, dude,
he can go to any of the go-go clubs,
any of the go-go
all
clubs,
day long with the go-go boot.
I've always been a fan of Wale's music, and I will continue to be a fan of Wale's music, man.
And just listen to some of these samples though. So Diddy's "I Need a Girl" Part 1, the Mike Jones Still Tipping, the Vibrant thing, the Chucky Thompson, you know what I'm saying? On the Caramel Kisses with the Faith Evans stuff, man. Those are some
clever.
Yeah.
Man.
He went into that late 90s, early 2000 bag all day long.
He did. He definitely went in that bag, and it was also nice that he kind of went into like the hits that the culture knows as hits. But like, if you wasn't around in the 2000s and you wasn't rocking like we was rocking back in the 2000s, you might not know all these songs that he said.
You ain't. I think that's the point.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of people, they'll go in and they'll just do like, oh, give me the top 40 from 99 and the top 40 from 2000, and they'll just take samples from those type of things. But you can tell that like this was stuff that he was like really into, because you ain't gonna find these things just scanning Billboard charts and stuff like that, so that was kind of nice about that.
Bebo, does any of these songs get on your playlist?
Oh yeah, he had some good songs like that Fluctuate and that Down South.
Oh man, Fluctuate was dope too.
Yeah, Fluctuate, Down South were probably and not in that particular order, but those were like the 2 that stand out the most to me, to my knowledge. I'd have to go back through it again. That Polka Dot still stands out just because it's a Q-Tip piece. He Wale didn't misrepresent, even though it might not have been a 10 out of 10. He didn't misrepresent.
No. I mean, he didn't. I mean, I give it like a 7 out of 10, man. And to me, that's a good solid album, man.
What do you think about him saying
2021?
What do you think about him saying Tiffany like 200
now,
times?
This thing,
Tiffany Nike
he was
shirt.
lazy on some of them hooks, man.
Tiffany.
He went Mike Jones on some of them hooks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now that you say that, I gotta give it 6. I got downgrade you for the Tiffany because that was one of the joints that didn't like register in my head when I was
Tiffany.
That's how I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this,
but yeah. I wish you'd had Janae Aiko on
but who has an 8 out of 10 album in 2021?
Nah, I mean,
who has an 8 or a 9? I'm just curious.
But this thing, this is my last little take on the album.
Okay,
it's basically LeBron going to LA.
Wow.
Okay, that's okay though.
You gonna leave it there? You gonna leave it right there?
He still got a championship in LA.
Still got a championship in the bubble.
It ain't bad. It was a bubble championship.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't bad.
You got the little. Yeah, but it's basically LeBron. You know, like OG LeBron is definitely Cavs. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
But you know, LA. You know, going out there and now you kind of like Bron, where you playing defense like when you walk in the pool. You know what I mean? You basically shooting the ball, shooting 10 threes a game now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this is really just layups for him. This is really just layups.
It is though. This is layup work for Wale because Wale could
got
do
good layups.
He's got fantastic layups.
He's got good layups.
But yeah, these are tracks that he can do all day because it, like I said, it's in his pocket. He definitely was in the pocket. Yeah. This was definitely for Wale fans, and if you didn't like Wale before this, there ain't nothing on this album that's gonna change your mind.
You won't be a Wale fan if you don't.
No. The last question I had was J. Cole did a song called "False Prophets," and he talked about Wale in that song. Does this album kind of lay some of that stuff that he talked about to bed?
That's a tough one.
To me, man, that's a black table.
That's a black table. Okay, let's not get
that. Man,
that might be. We might need about 15 minutes on that.
Yeah, let's talk about that later.
I need
put the
to
hoodie
on that topic.
Put the hoodie on, cut.
Hey, man, I gotta get my kufi too when we.
You don't put the kufis out. I got one. I got a handmade boy. You know,
you got the handmade boy.
I got an African one from China from Amazon.
From China,
from China.
It's still on the ship though. It ain't docked yet. It's about to be there.
Shout out to the supply chain holding that shit back.
Supply chain, man, making us pay more because they just want to hold up.
I think that Kareem God box.
Somebody got a box.
Shout out to Amazon over there withholding checks for people with disabilities and stuff, man. Amazon is just trash, bro.
Hey, man, it's handy, man. You know what I'm saying? To come through and beat somebody up, get them checks out there.
Man.
And shout out to that Amazon dude that was smashing that chick in the back of that truck. Giving that extra package, dog. I was like, and she came out ripping too. I said, man, my man was straight on the extra 2-day service, the air package.
It's a package, all right.
Yeah, he got a package, whoever's wife that is, man, we sorry.
Man.
LB done body Schmurder. Now he's taking down Amazon.
Hey, man, they New York Times put an article out, man. I'm just reading the headlines.
Somebody was.
Come on. How nasty is that? How you not paying people that's on disability, bro? Like,
man, that mega hat dude is gonna come for.
Hey, listen, I know people be abusing the system, man, but until you know they abusing the system, bro, like, God bless.
Hey.
So yeah,
but that's true.
Good old Amazon.
That's
so like I said, if you haven't listened to Wale, man, go listen to him, man.
Listen to it,
man.
We should
shout out to Wale some love.
Wale.
What's your last thoughts on it?
I agree with ID. I agree with you, ID, man. Like, listen to it. Give it a spin. To me, it's worth listening to.
Yeah. It is worth listening to.
If it was Boo Boo, I would say this album is Boo Boo.
Let's be honest. Hey, man, it's boo up season, so it's a good boot up. It's a perfect time for the album. It's a boot up album. It's a Hallmark movie, dog. It's a Hallmark black Christmas movie where the dude's cheating and he comes back and tries to get his kids back.
Hey, so this might hit harder in December then, huh?
Yeah, it's going to hit hard. A Black Friday and afterwards.
Yeah,
this is the New Year's joint.
Yeah, perfect timing. Perfect timing on that joint.
Nah, hey,
like I
guys,
said, man,
you guys summed it up for real.
Fresh Out, J Camp, Bebo P, and then also LB, the guy who stopped the Malice at the Palace. You know what I'm saying? He stopped everything with one hit. You know,
man.
you know, hey man, we just want to keep giving y'all content, man. Keep coming back to the channel, man. Hey, we have the best panel.
You know us.
On the planet, man, for hip hop. If you love hip hop music, keep on coming back, man. We're gonna hit y'all at least a couple every day. We're gonna hit you with a video. So
yeah,
again, man, we out, man. Like I said, you know how we do our thing, man. Fresh Out. Peace. We out, man. Listen to Wale,
hit that
man.
subscribe button and that like. You know what it is.
That's right, baby. Fresh Out, the world's most dangerous podcast
in
the world, Craig.
In the world, in the world,
not the city, but